Hi everybody, welcome back to the next airport update in our series. Sorry it's been a while for this long awaited update, but we're finally here. So this is Minneapolis St. Paul Retro Edition, set in around 2002, so 20-ish years ago now. So we've got three main terminals. We've got the main terminal here, which is split into two halves, and then over there we have the sort of smaller regional terminal and the cargo hub for the airport, which is only quite small. So without further ado, we'll get into the update. We'll start on this outer edge of the terminal, the main terminal, in which we have a US Airways 757-200, and this has arrived in recently from Philadelphia. It will be passengers just unloading, and then the baggage carts will be making their way over to take all the baggage off and into the terminal building. If we move down the line, we have a Southwest 737-700, and this will be departing out for a flight to Phoenix quite shortly. The jet bridge will be retracted soon, and then the plane will taxi to the runway. Next up is a Continental 757-200, and this is departing out for a flight to Houston in about 30 minutes time. Passengers are just getting on board the aircraft at the moment. All the baggage and everything has been loaded already. Passengers are just starting to make their way onto the plane now, and then it will depart in about 30 minutes. On the corner of the concourse, we have a Delta 767-300, and this has arrived in from Mexico City. It's just pulled up to the jet bridge, so the jet bridge is just attached. Arrived in about 5 minutes ago. So the captain has just turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, and the door will soon be open, and passengers will soon be able to make their way into the terminal building. If we move slightly away from the terminal for a moment to the taxiway just to the left, we have an American 727, which is not in focus, never handy. There we go, American 727, which is on the taxiway heading towards the runway, and that will be departing out to Dallas-Fort Worth, and that's third in line for departure. If we then carry on around the terminal building, we'll do one more here, then we'll switch to the other side. We have a United 727, and this has arrived in from Denver, just in front of the Delta. So again, the jet bridge is attached, and passengers have just started to make their way off the plane, and all the luggage and everything will be on its way, en route. Next one down the lane, we now start our hub airline, as we want to call it. We've got a Northwest 757-200, and this will be departing out very shortly for a flight to San Diego. Final call for passengers has just been announced. And then if we move down the line a little bit further, just to break up the Northwest monopoly, we have a Sun Country. Sun Country obviously was an emerging airline back in the day. Sun Country DC-10, and this will be departing out for a flight to Las Vegas very shortly. As you can see, the tug is in position, ready to push the aircraft back, and around the other side we have the air stairs and the coaches with the final sets of passengers coming round, and then the aircraft will be getting ready to depart. If we move up another slot, we have a Northwest 757-300, and this has arrived in from Seattle Tacoma about 20 minutes ago. Passengers are finishing disembarking the aircraft, and as you can see, the luggage is being taken off the plane, ready to go to the terminal building, and then it will be turned around for its next flight. On the corner here, we have Northwest 747-400. This will be departing for Honolulu in around and about 45 minutes time. Passengers will be getting on the aircraft shortly, but obviously as it's a big aircraft it'll take a bit longer than usual to fill up. Around this side, baggage is currently being loaded, and cargo as well, being a Honolulu flight. Again, if we move off onto the taxiway slightly, we have another Northwest 747-400. This is the Worldplane livery, and this will be second in line for departure. It's currently taxiing to the runway, and it's going to be heading out to Tokyo Narita via LAX. And then just in front, first in line for departure, but en route to the runway at the moment, we have this KLM 767-300. This is going to be heading out to Amsterdam. And as I say, it's first in line for departure. It's just taxiing around to the runway, and then we'll be heading out to Amsterdam. Back to the main terminal. The final few, not wide bodies because we've got a couple of narrow bodies coming up, but the final few larger aircraft. At the main terminal, we have the Northwest DC-10, painted in the special Northwest KLM Alliance livery. Now this has recently arrived in from Amsterdam, and all passengers are off and baggage is off. It's currently being refueled, ready for its next flight, and then obviously passengers and luggage and all the rest will be coming fairly soon once the fuel is on board. Next aircraft down the line is another Northwest 757-300. Now this one is going to be departing out for a flight to Miami shortly. Catering truck is just restocking it, and then in about 10 to 15 minutes the passengers will start to be asked to board the plane, ready for its flight out. Next up we have a Northwest 727-200, and this is just being pushed back for a flight out to Detroit. It's currently just holding station because it's going to be just waiting for the KLM and the Northwest planes to come past that were already on the taxiway, and then this can continue with its pushback and fall in line behind them, ready for takeoff to Detroit. And then the final aircraft on this side of the terminal is another Northwest 747-400. This time it's in the new Northwest livery, which all of the other aircraft you've seen will be getting painted in over the next year or so. This is the new NWA livery, and this 747 will be heading out in about an hour's time to London Heathrow. Again, this one's just getting its catering, and then round the other side you can see it is jet bridges attached. The cleaning crew are on board as well, and then passengers and luggage will be coming in due course afterwards. Okay, if we then move to the smaller regional, if we want to call it that, side of this terminal, 3 aircraft here, and we have closest to the screen we have a Northwest Airlink BAE 146, and this is going to be departing out for a short hop over to Northwest's other hub in Chicago O'Hare. In the centre we have a Northwest DC-9. This has arrived in from Kansas City, and final passengers are just disembarking. And on the end we have a Northwest MD-82, and this is going to be departing it out to Indianapolis. Bags are just being loaded and passengers are just getting boarded, and then this will be pushed back and taxi its way out to the runway. So if we move, that's the main terminal complete. If we move on to the sort of small regional terminal that isn't Northwest related, and excuse the tree that has fallen over. First up we have a United Express BAE 146, and this will be departing out for a flight to Chicago very shortly. Passengers are just finishing boarding the aircraft via the air stairs at the front, and then it will be ready to go. In the centre we have a America West Airbus A319. This will be departing out for flight to Phoenix in about half an hour's time. Again, air stairs are connected, ready to receive the passengers, and the luggage is en route, as you can see just on the left of the screen. And then, this will be going out to Phoenix Sky Harbour. And then the final passenger aircraft at this terminal is a US Airways Airbus A319, and this has arrived in from Charlotte, and passengers have been fully disembarked at the aircraft. All the coaches have gone to the terminal building, and the catering truck is attached and turning this aircraft around for its flight back out to Charlotte in about an hour's time. Okay, if we move to the final section of this airport update, which you can see in the background there, is the cargo terminal. So 4 aircraft here. So we will start with closest to the screen. We have a DHL 757-200, and this has arrived in from Cincinnati. Cargo has been fully unloaded. Final truck is just getting ready to take that back to the cargo hub, and then this plane will be brought some new cargo ready to have a departing flight. If we move slightly further across, we have another DHL aircraft, this time a DC-8. Sorry, there we go, DHL DC-8. This, as you can see, is having the final few bits of cargo still unloaded via the conveyor into the final truck. Crew are just disembarking via the air stairs, and then this aircraft will be turned around. In the corner, oh, and sorry, I forgot to tell you where it was going. That aircraft is coming from Hong Kong via Honolulu, DHL's other Asia Pacific hub. On the corner, we have one of my favourite aircraft, shall we say, the simplistic looking Northwest Cargo 747-200. This is arrived in from Anchorage, and again, final truck, slightly larger truck this time, has got all the remaining cargo off, and then that's ready to go. And final aircraft for this update is an Airbus A310 FedEx Express, which, no prizes for guessing, has arrived in from Memphis, and again, crew have just disembarked to be replaced by another crew, and the final bits of cargo is just being unloaded on the conveyor, as you can see, and then that will be departing back out to Memphis with some more cargo going in the opposite direction. So that is the end of this retro update. Slightly longer than usual due to the double boards and the slightly bigger layout. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope it was worth the wait. Let me know which update you would like to see next. Whether you want to see a second update of one already made, or you want to see somewhere else new. There's plenty of retro aircraft, so we can probably make most major hubs work. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, bye guys.